Estás aquí en 501 FM y vas a gozar de Paulina Rubio. Ni rosas ni juguetes.
My educational experience was slightly different. I went to a very ethnically diverse school, so we had just about any ethnicity there. But my classes that I was in, there wasn't any kids in there like me, so I was usually singled out. They assumed that I spoke Spanish, and it was very embarrassing because I can't. And so they would ask me and expect me to communicate with the parents of other kids whose parents didn't speak English, and I couldn't do it. And Jackson's Spanish immersion program would have helped me with that because I would have been able to communicate with those people. And I probably could have related more to kids of my own ethnicity than I did because I couldn't speak Spanish.
So my educational experience was different from the ones of the kids that go to Jackson, just because I grew up only around white people. They have their classrooms, especially the one I'm in, they're mostly all Latino, and that would have been really nice to grow up around because I wouldn't have had as much of kind of like an identity crisis like I did. Like, it was kind of weird growing up with people who weren't like me or spoke Spanish. And I also think that it would have helped me a lot because I am bilingual, but I'm not biliterate. Like, I can't read and I can't write as well in Spanish as those kids are going to, and I'm really happy for them, but that's just the comparisons between the two. It would have been really nice to be in an immersion program like they are.
So seeing how they embrace diversity at Jackson has made me realize how little my own diversity I haven't embraced, so it makes me want to go back and embrace it. So it makes me want to learn to speak Spanish more because I feel like I can relate to more people of my own race if I do speak Spanish. And it has made me realize that I need to try to connect back with my culture.
Seeing how diverse Jackson is really kind of just made me appreciate my own diversity a lot more, just because like when you walk in you see like so many different things that apply to the different cultures that go there. Like, you see sayings in English, sayings in Spanish, you see different role models portrayed there, like the picture of Cesar Chavez and Martin Luther King next to each other, and it's just a wonderful environment. It kind of makes me appreciate mine a lot more because just knowing that they're embracing theirs at a young age makes me appreciate mine a lot more, and it kind of makes me want, when I have kids, to have them go to a school like Jackson so they can also embrace it like I'm going to.
So cultural straddler is somebody that can buy into two different cultures at the same time, or more. So like for us, we can buy into both the white culture and our Mexican culture. For me, I went to a high school on the other side of the valley, and it was predominantly white people there. I was one of the very few Hispanics there, and most of the classes I was in, they were advanced classes, so there was pretty much no other person of ethnic culture in there. So I was pretty much alone, and I didn't have any friends that I could really relate to. Luckily for me, I didn't experience very much racism or anything towards me because I bought into the white culture so much that most people don't believe that I am Mexican or Hispanic or whatever. They don't even know what I am. Most people ask me about it. But so for me, I can buy into white culture when I feel like it, but then when I go home and I hang out with my friends that live around me, I can buy into Hispanic culture, so I'm a cultural straddler.
I'm the same way too, especially when I'm in places like work or other classrooms that aren't our ethnic studies class, because oftentimes I am the only person of color in that classroom. Especially growing up in high school, there wasn't a lot of Hispanic people, especially junior high around that time. And I think now that I look back at it, I kind of kept like a good balance between fitting in with like my Hispanic culture and then fitting in with everyone else. And I think it's really good to just kind of have that balance, but just not lose yourself to one identity, if that makes sense.